absolutely electric atmosphere this afternoon in Texas.
Sellout crowd of more than 72,000.
For many college football fans, today's game between Cincinnati and Alabama is David versus Goliath. But Bearcat fans know better.
How excited are they to be here? And they have earned it.
A season the American, Cincinnati, and even college football fans will never forget. The Bearcats finished number 4 in the country in the final college football playoff rankings after breaking through what many perceive to be a glass ceiling, becoming the first team in the American to make the college football playoff. And the CFP's executive director, Bill Hancock, joins us now in the American studios. Bill, first off, it's great to have you here. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. How did the 2021 Cincinnati Bearcats making the playoff validate the system?
Well, first of all, Morgan, thank you and the commissioner for letting me do this. These media days are always a lot of fun, and I hope we can all be together again next summer. As to Cincinnati, Cincinnati earned it. They deserved it. We've always said, play a good schedule, win your games, and you're going to be in the hunt for the CFP. And Cincinnati did that. We all remember how close Houston came a few years ago, and Cincinnati just absolutely earned what they got.
With the college football playoff now heading into year 9, how would you say the growth and popularity of the sport has continued to grow because of the CFP?
The sport is growing, and CFP can't take all the credit for that, for sure. But I think we can take some of the credit. Now we have a tournament at the end of the season. We're very, very pleased with the growth of CFP after these first 8 years. We're bringing new fans to the game. We now have an iconic event at the end of the season to decide the champion that we never really had before. So we couldn't be happier with the first 8 years of CFP, and we're looking forward to the future.
Speaking of the future, after a number of meetings this past year, the college football playoff essentially is locked in at just 4 teams after looking at making some changes. But as you look to 2026 and the new potential models, what is the single biggest consideration as you're looking at building a new system and new format?
Hey, that was a good segue by me to get us into the future, Morgan. You're welcome.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, you deserve all the credit on that one.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know, it might be helpful just to look at the history, look at a little bit of what happened. The commissioners appointed a working group to look at a potential change in the format back in 2012. And actually, that was at the instigation of our board of university presidents. And then the pandemic hit and everything kind of ground to a halt. But early in the summer of 2021, as you know, the working group presented a proposal that was to be considered by all the conferences on campus. Every president, every AD, every coach, and student athletes were to look at the proposal. And of course, the proposal was for a 12-team tournament. And the commissioners came back together, and over a couple of months of discussion, wound up in February saying some of them were just not ready to have a new format. And our board, university presidents, said, okay, we get that. And they paused. And so the discussion about the future is now on pause. It will, before too long, begin again. It will need to begin again because we do have 4 more years on this agreement. But we don't know what format we'll have starting in 2026. I'm confident that our leaders will do the right thing. The conferences that weren't ready to move forward, some of the discussion was about automatic qualification for certain conferences. Some was about the involvement of the bowl games, and some was about is this the right time? Shouldn't we take a deep breath and come back and wait till some other matters get settled out? And then some other was about student athletes. What about their time demands? What about their health and safety? And I'm confident that all that will be able to be worked out and that we will have a new format in time for that 2026 season.
We're certainly in a changing landscape right now within college athletics with realignment and everything else that's going on. How do you anticipate, though, the CFP's potential to play a larger role in the governance of college football?
One thing is clear, and it's that our conferences, the FBS conferences, would like to have more autonomy, more say in how they're managed. And I think that only makes sense. The ones who are actually in the trenches working at our level should be controlling how their football is operated. And this could be everywhere from playing rules to eligibility rules. I don't know how that will come about. It's early in the conversation. I don't know whether CFP is the vehicle for that, or possibly just through the NCAA. Maybe the NCAA could create another division that would just be our football group. But I know one thing. I know it's time for our group, the FBS conferences and schools, to have more say about how they're administered.
Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We know things are changing day to day, and certainly excited to see here what the future holds with the CFP. Thanks for all that you do.
Hey, great. Thank you, Morgan. Take care.